As you can tell, I didn't do this video in one day. See, this is the drawback of reading from a script. I have to wear these. RPGs get bashed for many reasons. Either because they're long, boring, or just considered lame. Those reasons are really based on opinion. Are RPGs boring? Yes and no, it just depends on what you like and what's out there. Most turn-based RPGs get bashed because they're long and you have to take turns. And I just hate the idea of level grinding. But from my opinion, I think level grinding gives you a sense of accomplishment. And a lot of people have a problem with random encounters and turn-based battling. And this is what I have to say about that. Random encounters where the characters stand in a row and take turns with the enemy striking one another is just the game's interpretation of what's going on in the battle. I strongly doubt the characters are really standing in a line facing the bad guys while each side takes turns in striking one another. It's just one of those things where you have to use your imagination. Most people are tired of seeing similar characters that you always see in an RPG. Why not play as a character who's somewhere in his mid-20s or even older? I'm pretty sure some people just want something different and play as a character that's relatable to them. I'm pretty sure not everybody who plays an RPG is a teenager, or an angst-driven teenager at that. Not every plot should have the save the world scenario. Go for a smaller plot. Well, maybe not small, but just something different that hasn't been used before. You can do more than just save the world in every RPG. Why try something else? Instead of just saving the princess. I know that's been done before. But just something else. And about the text that you always see in RPGs. All that reading. Well, if you don't like all that reading, well, don't play the game. Different games for different people. Plus, it also sounds like a cop-out for not wanting a good story in a game. I mean, some people like a good story, others don't. They just want action. Good for them. Sometimes I just want action too. And to comment about what Megas X1 said about games, all games are RPGs. I do agree with him on that. Because one of my favorite franchises, the Gran Turismo franchise, is a racing RPG when you sit down and play it. And I also mentioned Deus Ex in my previous videos. It's a first-person shooter, but it's got RPG elements to that as well. I mean, I haven't played Mass Effect, but I heard it has RPG elements also. I mean, the way I see it, anything that has a really deep story, let's say Metal Gear, for example, you gotta admit that could have kind of came from an RPG as well, or inspired by an RPG. But really, that was just inspired by movies that Kojima watched growing up. So, I mean, a deep story like that you might see in an RPG. That's what I'm trying to say. I want to end this video with one of my pet peeves in RPGs, and that happens to be not the random encounters. I can handle the random encounters if I'm going to get nude. But it's really the mini-games and side quests that I despise in RPGs. I'm more of a get-to-the-point person. I remember the Grandia 1, the first Grandia. It was ported to the first PlayStation. Started out with a mini-game. A side quest, a side quest. We had to find all this fucking armor, which is really just fucking garbage, just for the sake of beginning the game with a minigame. I'm just rambling here. Why the fuck would you start the game out like this? I mean, the introduction in the game was awesome. The presentation was awesome, and then boom, you start the game with this. I mean, I'm thinking, what the hell does this have to do with anything? Okay, I'm just rambling here, but you understand what I'm trying to say about RPGs. And hope you like this video. Rate and comment if you like it. See you later.